Newcastle United versus Manchester City.
Do Man City want to win this league? Do they actually want to win it?
Are they even trying, Ian? Are they even trying?
God's sake, just get the job done. Stop teasing us. Stop. I can't say it because we're still early in the video, but stop. Just win a game. Surely you must beat Newcastle United in this one, City. It was all there to play for. Apart from Aguero's cheeky little Panenka, which was terrible, really, wasn't it? My wife doesn't really watch football very much, and I showed her that penalty, and she was completely confused as to why he's like, why has he done? Why would you do that? I was like, yep, that's pretty much summed it up.
Pretty much how we all feel.
Yeah. Look, Newcastle have done really well. They did really well in the last game against Leicester. They came out and absolutely smashed them, which is unlike them. It shows you what a good side they could be if they didn't just put 11 men behind the ball in most games. But you have to think City will get the job done here. You're a fool to back against them. I'm going for a 2-0 City win.
Yeah, there's really not a lot to be said anymore in Premier League predictions. City, the best team in the league, they'll definitely beat this Newcastle side. If they don't, I'm pretty sure Pep Guardiola will have an aneurysm. What was your scoreline, Ian?
2-0 City.
I will go 3-0 to the Citizens.
Burnley versus Leeds United.
Leeds United had a huge result against Tottenham Hotspur. Neither of us predicted them to do it. They'd been lethargic coming into the end of the year, and it was really telling that post-match they even asked Patrick Bamford, and they were like, do you think it's important to show that Leeds aren't just like seeing out the end of play? And he was like, yeah, it is. 3-1 victory over Spurs, huge for them. Burnley did something against Fulham, but I can't tell you what it is because the match is happening after we record predictions because the Premier League schedule is stupid. So I'm going straight into predictions on this, Ian. I am going for a 2-1 Leeds United victory.
Oh, the typical Man United crybaby. Oh, the fixtures aren't kind. Get over it. Try and play a League One season. Right, yeah. And also as well, I did actually predict Leeds to get a draw at least. I thought they'd get something. I didn't think they'd beat Spurs, but it was a phenomenal victory. But I thought that they would go and have a bit of a toe-to-toe game with Tottenham. Yeah, Burnley... pretty much season over for both sides, isn't it, really? Burnley will just hope they can eke out a couple more points just to make it safe, although the Fulham will probably do that job for them. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
Southampton FC versus Fulham FC.
Possibly Fulham could have kept their slim hopes of survival alive, but they're playing Burnley on Monday night, and if they haven't beaten them, they will already be down. But we don't know that at the time of recording this video. Look, Southampton have been terrible. The form's been woeful, so Fulham would have fancied their chances of getting something out of this. And why not? Let's back Fulham to get something. Let's go for Southampton 1, Fulham 2.
I have absolutely no idea what to expect from this game. Fulham just aren't good enough to stay in the league. They've had some good results. They've got to see the writing on the wall at this point. Southampton are too good. 1-1 draw.
Brighton Hove Albion versus West Ham United.
So, big game here. West Ham failed to beat Everton. It was a pretty tough loss for them. Everton turning up at the end of the year, which... It's interesting. The commentators seemed convinced they were going to do it, and they are all of a sudden, and they're trying to climb the table, and they want to end above Liverpool. Brighton and Hove Albion had it within their grasp, and they were 1-0 up. They were in complete control. They could have scored 3 or 4, but it's Brighton, so they don't do that. And the second half, they completely capitulate. And I'm sorry, I always do this, but Lewis Dunk, what the hell are you doing dragging back the striker and then arguing for ages? You yanked his shirt when he was clean through on goal. And then Neil Maupay, at full time, is arguing with the referee and gets himself sent off. So to the end of the year, Brighton, a club who have top 10 aspirations, who really care, are down their captain and their top scorer. Really well done to you guys. You're definitely Premier League players. Congratulations. And for that, I don't back you. 3-0 to West Ham.
Yeah, they only have them. How many times I've said this? They only have themselves to blame, Brighton, for being where they are. Look, West Ham, it was a blip. They should have really got something out of that game with Everton. They had their chances. But weirdly, both of those sides seem to be better away from home than they are at home. And Declan Rice, I think, he could be in contention to be back for West Ham, which is a big shot in the arm for them. And they'll desperately need to get back to winning ways. And I think they will. I think it'll be a 2-1 win to West Ham. Don't Brighton just make it awkward for everyone, don't they?
They do. They can't help it. Really quickly, I'd like to thank our Patreon subscribers. If you'd like to follow us on Patreon, please look at the details on the screen or the details below. But a quick thank you to PJ Simpson, Robert Allen, Matthew Bowden, and Matt Uranka of Grandstand Betters.
Yep, the Patreon tiers are all there, as Tom just said. We've got loads of different tiers, and they all come with their little perks, so you can pick the one that is most affordable for you. But if you don't want to back us on Patreon, then hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button helps us out so much, and we appreciate your continued support. And without wasting any more time, we're going to dive in to Crystal Palace versus Aston Villa.
Depending on the Fulham versus Burnley result, Ian, you may end up beating me because you predicted Palace to beat Sheffield United. I thought Palace would be on the beach. They weren't. They realized that Sheffield United are a team that is not allowed to beat them, so they had a good result last week. Aston Villa pushed Man United for a while, but alas, second half, Man United away from home are always going to get a couple goals and make sure they win the game. I think Villa will win this. I'm going to go 2-1 Villa.
You think Villa are going to win it, aren't they? But we haven't really seen anything from Villa to say that they are going to win games. They haven't been that great, and I know there's a reason for that. I just don't want to say the name.
Fair.
Yeah, because we say it all the time. And you never know what you're going to get about Palace. So, do you know what? I can see this one just petering out into a really dull affair. I'm going to go for a 0-0 draw.
Tottenham Hotspur versus Wolverhampton Wanderers.
So it's an end to the season that's getting worse and worse by the week for Spurs. But I would say at least with Ryan Mason in charge, and as laughable as that sounds, at least the players go out and play football like they enjoy it. Like we saw when Mourinho left Man U, the players all of a sudden enjoyed playing football again for a few weeks, and Tottenham will do the same here. But they weren't good enough to get anything at Ellen Road. Wolves are they're a strange side. You know, they just pull out results when you kind of don't really expect it to. But I think Spurs will get a nice win here. I think it will be... I'm going to go for a 3-1 Spurs win.
There is nothing that makes me think Spurs can win a game, except for the fact they're playing a Wolves team that literally had to have Brighton have 2 men sent off and a host of chances given away for them to get close to scoring. There's a name I'm not going to say, but we both know who I'm talking about. Still missing, and is the reason they can't score.
He might be back at some point. Now they reckon he might be back before the end of the season, though, which is great news.
It is, and it's fantastic for him. Having your skull crushed is definitely not something I'm interested in having done to myself. But you're right. Spurs look happier. Gareth Bale's playing most games, which needs to happen. Kane's playing. Son's playing. The three of them up front are unplayable, and Dele Alli's even getting assists. So 2-0 to the Spurs.
Tom, don't act like you didn't enjoy Wolves' game against Brighton. Wolves provided you with a great moment of entertainment when Traore did all the work, got round the keeper, laid it back, only for the guy to balloon it over from the penalty spot. You can't tell me you didn't enjoy that.
I did. I really did. It made me very happy.
There you go.
It did.
West Bromwich Albion versus Liverpool.
Yes, the West Brom are down, which means they're going to win every game to the end of the season. It's what always happens. Them's the rules, folks. Liverpool had a good 2-0 victory, I think it was, against Southampton. They looked back to their just general best, but they also seem to be really risking stuff. So I'm going to go for a freak result, 2-2 draw, West Brom versus Liverpool.
Yeah, I'm going to back Liverpool in this one. West Brom finally, the nail was in the coffin, isn't it? They went down. And again, they've had some good moments against Arsenal, but it's just not, at both ends of the pitch, just not really good enough. Although they did score a really good goal in that game from Pereira. Just a quick one. There's a lot of people give Big Sam shit for this going down. Like, does he really think it tarnishes his legacy as a manager? Like, he took the job. He's not going to have too many more chances to manage in the Premier League. So, like, he took the job just because he enjoys managing and he wanted to have another go. So, I don't really understand the criticism.
Garbage. No, but I mean, they've got nothing else to talk about. They're still talking about the Super League every chance they get. I mean, it's just... They're going to talk about that Sergio Aguero penalty until fucking 2040.
I mean, I'd be interested to know what any listeners think, but there were some really, like, journalists going off on it, saying that, like, he's really just tarnished his legacy. I'm thinking, no, he hasn't. No
offense.
He did that
legacy?
with England. He can't tarnish it any more than what he did with the England national team. Anyway,
that's no legacy.
Look, Liverpool do need to. The need for Liverpool to win is more important than West Brom at the moment, and I think they will grind out another win here. I'm going to go for a 2-0 Liverpool win.
Ian, there is no main event this week, and we end on what I can only describe as a game. It's Everton versus Sheffield United.
Oh, I was hoping you'd let me do the big entry then, the big one. I was going to go, Everton!
No.
Oh. Right, yeah. So Everton, as we talked about earlier on with the West Ham game, they had a really good result away at West Ham. They continue to kind of do better away than they do at Goodison Park. And it was a really nice goal from Calvert Lewen, actually. And it really, they should have got a second goal in the game. And they have kept their hopes of getting European football alive for next season. Sheffield United are terrible, and they will continue to be terrible in this one. And Everton will get a win at Goodison Park. It will be 2-0 to the Toffees.
Yeah, I don't really have a huge amount more to say about that. Sheffield United are garbage. Everton, good win. They look like they're going to end the season strongly. As I said, the media seems convinced of it. Therefore, I am convinced of it. Therefore, 2-0 to the Toffees.
And with no main event, I think that brings this video to a very succinct end. We hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, hit that like button. And if you like the content on the channel, hit that subscribe button as well. And hit the notify bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. We are coming to the end of these predictions, but we still got some more content to come on the channel. Not least, coming up in a few days' time will be predictions for the League One playoffs, involving Ian's beloved Oxford United, which is very exciting. And there'll also be some videos for Champions League final and Europa League final coming up as well. So keep watching the channel, keep watching the content, and we will see you very soon.